if I see people coming into our cafe to build on Bitcoin and like build projects together, like that's the reason that I wake up in the morning to do what I do.
Personally and professionally, like it allowed me to really grow as an individual and have a purpose.
If there's one thing that Bitcoin doesn't fix, I think it's recognizing that happiness and joy are internal.
Like we're meant to be outside, we're meant to be in the natural rhythm of the sun cycles, and technology has pulled us inside, we're on screens all the time. So our products are a way to combat these light environments that we're in.
If there's one thing that has cemented my conviction around Bitcoin, it's meeting and connecting with people in real life. So in this episode, I stitched together 7 interviews from Learning Bitcoin 2025, a conference just north of me up in Vancouver, British Columbia, to meet and discuss with the people who are building on Bitcoin.
3, 2, and 1.
Man, it's been a pleasure to meet you this
Absolutely,
weekend.
yeah.
Let's start off, just how's the conference going so far? Describe it to someone who's not here. What are they missing?
Well, I mean, like you, I'm on the media team unofficially, right? I got my camera out and it's been really cool. Like we've had these workshops where beginners are learning about how hashing works, what is money, just kind of going through all the basics, and Pablo's been facilitating some unreal workshops. This is day 1, so we're kind of, it seems like the journey is building up newbies from the, a base level of knowledge, and then probably getting into some more complex topics tomorrow.
And in general, what's the importance of in real life connection when it comes to Bitcoin?
What's great about this conference, because it's Learning Bitcoin, is that I'm finding that there's a lot of new faces too. So, I mean, I met you this past weekend as well. Yeah, it's been an absolute, it's really exciting that I think people are trying to take it seriously and trying to figure out, how does Bitcoin fit into their life and be able to solve the problems in their lives like it has for so many of us. Yeah, so that's really exciting to see.
I'm gonna catch you on your toes here. Why do you think Bitcoiners have this like urge to orange pill, to spread the word or to get more people on the life raft, however you want to phrase it?
I'm really passionate about how do we get Bitcoin into the hands of everyday people.
For me, I feel like my worldview has changed so much because of Bitcoin, and because it explained so much for me the problems that I saw around me that I didn't fully understand. So when you get that, when you see that and you can't unsee it, you start wanting to help others also kind of see what you've seen and understand why, your groceries prices are increasing, why our rights are being infringed upon, and seeing these institutions kind of grow unconstrained, right? Like at the end of the day, I think that we need to all figure out how to operate in a society together and do so in a way that is conducive to making a prosperous and flourishing civilization. But I think that some of the ways that we've been doing things are just leading to some unintended consequences. Like I'm a person that believes that it's like, don't hate the players, hate the game. I think that like a lot of us, if we were in the shoes of the politicians or the corporations that were working together, and that we would be making the same decisions. But kind of what I learned through this journey is that like it's not necessarily the people involved. It's like all good people. It's just broken incentives. And I think that if we can change those incentives, and we can really change a lot of things about our society and how it operates. So when you see those things and like and you start to understand like, okay, well, what are the incentive structures that are making people work together to like be able to, for corruption or inflating the money supply, and you see the opportunity of like where the world could go and like how we could be the difference makers to actually build a better future for everyone, then that's like a message that you want to spread, right? And it's challenging, right? Like that's like a big idea, and it's not going to land for everyone right away, right? But for the open-minded, for the people that have a problem to solve in their life, those are the types of people that are coming to this conference and trying to learn, how do I figure this out for myself? And then finally, how can I help others, right? Because one thing about Bitcoiners that's been so great is that it's the most giving community, that like once you kind of understand this for yourself, I mean, you're here, I'm sure you're not being paid, I'm not being paid. Like, we're here because this is like a story that we want to tell and a vision that we want to see for the future. So you're the most generous community that I've ever been a part of, and it's just unbelievable to see.
I agree with everything you just said. And, it's easy to fall down the conspiracy rabbit hole. I love doing it myself. But when you just take a step back, you're like, focus on the incentives.
Mm-hmm.
The incentives are broken. If we were in their shoes, it would be hard not to hit the money printer button.
Yeah,
so
totally.
I really like that perspective, and I thought it was really well said about why we do want to spread the message.
Mm-hmm.
So talk to me a little bit about Funk. You guys hosted the Unconference event yesterday, the Bitcoin meetups here in Vancouver, to my understanding. They all happen in your coffee bar.
Mm-hmm.
So give me the origin story. How did it start? Why did it start? And just how's it going today?
Yeah, man. Well, we started off as a brewery and a coffee roastery in 2019. And, that was kind of at the point where I was also, getting more and more orange pilled. And, we are, as a business, like, we suffered a lot, and the effects of inflation, about shutting down businesses, confining people at home. And, this was kind of along my own story of, learning about Bitcoin, learning about, government overreach. And it was just very, very connected for me. So when you own a business, there's no customer support line to call, right? Like, you have to figure things out for yourself, right? And so this understanding of Bitcoin that was building for me, and kind of seeing how that impacted us as a small business, really galvanized my views around Bitcoin. And going back to, like, I wanted to give back, right? So when we opened up a cafe a year and a half ago, I was like, how can we make this the Bitcoin community hub of Vancouver? How can we give a third space for Bitcoiners that want to come here, connect with others, do like a non-KYC P2B transaction, host meetups, spread ideas, bring their friends. And at the end of the day, our roastery, we sell coffee, but at our cafe, we sell connection. And, like, if I see people coming into our cafe to build on Bitcoin and, like, build projects together, like, that's the reason that I wake up in the morning to do what I do. So, we are a network of spaces that want to, caffeinate the people who are crazy enough that they can think that they can change the world. That's what we're doing here.
Man, that's awesome. I really love it. And, the cafe, it used to be a place, and the brewery as well, it used to be a place for connection, for socializing. Now it's like you drive through and you just get your little, like, plastic Starbucks coffee and go on your way. And I love the mission. Where do you see it going in the future? Like, what does the next year to 5 years look like for you guys?
Yeah, so I want to be able to create one of these spaces, not just in Vancouver, but all across the country, and eventually all across North America. And I think that our competitive advantage of it as a business is not only understanding these things about, like, what we're actually selling at the business being connection, but also us leveraging our Bitcoin treasury to be able to protect ourselves against inflation, to be able to, make sure that we're not jacking up our prices on customers as much as we would have to if our savings were being, devalued. I see this, we're super stoked to grow. We're super stoked to open more cafes around Canada and North America, eventually the world, and continue to build more of these Bitcoiner hubs for people to just come either grab a coffee, meet up with a friend, or host meetups.
Fantastic, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Epic, man.
Low time preference coffee.
Yeah, what are we looking at here?
Dark roast is Fiat. This is a
Dark roast is Fiat?
Dark roast is Fiat.
Oh shit,
yeah,
I didn't know that.
So what dark roast is that they actually have to roast. So the beans, they just come in, they're inconsistent. Some of them aren't ripe, some of them are ripe. And the way to make them taste consistent is to make you taste the roast instead of the bean. So that's how they kind of hide all of the qualities that might not show. But if you roast something light, think about it like this. If you take a tenderloin steak and a flank steak, and you cook them both well done, burn them to a crisp, it's gonna taste the exact same. But if you do it both of the medium rare, the tenderloin's gonna taste a lot juicier, a lot better, because it's a more quality cut, right? And that's what light roast coffee is. So it's gonna taste a little bit different because, Starbucks has kind of, brainwashed us into thinking this is what coffee is supposed to taste like. It's bitter, it's sour, it's gross. And this is just, Yeah, no, we get the highest quality beans. We start with the freshest crops from around the world. This is a AA Kenya, which means it's the most quality beans that they sort at their facilities. And Kenyan coffees are beautiful. It has the aromas of like a fresh tomato vine. Yeah, it's a beautiful coffee. So, low time preference coffee. Let's go.
Go, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to buy one of those. Can I pay with Bitcoin?
Yeah, absolutely,
All right,
you
all
can.
right,
Yeah,
let's do it.
we price it in sats too.
Amazing,
So.
amazing. Yeah, let's do it. All right, so we're gonna buy some coffee with a vibe. I'm just gonna hit next. 14,000 sats. We're sending it.
Receive.
All right, Quentin, we're here. What are you doing here at Learning Bitcoin?
Well, we're at the exhibitors hall. We're representing My First Bitcoin, independent open source education for the world. And we're having a great time because we have a ton of families and people that are new to Bitcoin that want to learn about Bitcoin, and they're all interested in what it is and how it can serve them. So very excited about that. It's a good moment.
And talk to me a little bit about like why did you guys start My First Bitcoin? Who is it for?
Absolutely. Well, we started it as this project that teaches people in El Salvador, right, about Bitcoin after it became legal tender. And because our resources are fully free and open source, many projects all around the world started using our materials. And now what we do is we shifted our focus to educators, and we empower educators so that they can do the teaching, and we provide them with the highest quality resources so that they can do the teaching.
Yep. So I asked Gabe from El Zonte Bitcoin Hardware
Yeah,
Store, like
yeah.
if you're new to Bitcoin, where to start? He just pointed number one place to start.
Exactly.
Is the Bitcoin diploma. It's available online for
Yep.
free. You can also get one of these books. I assume you can order it.
Yep.
But if you like the physical copy. But yeah, so if you're a little overwhelmed or maybe intimidated by Bitcoin, these guys have done an incredible amount of work to make it digestible.
Exactly.
I would say.
Yeah.
So
It's available as a workbook. You can download it as a PDF. It's also available as a self-paced course with videos and assessments and all of that on our online school. And we also give online classes.
very cool.
Yeah.
All right, I got a random question for you, which is, how has Bitcoin changed your life? Do you remember
wow.
Quentin pre-Bitcoin, pre and post-Bitcoin? Just
Yeah, absolutely.
Any changes that have happened?
Yeah, well, I started my Bitcoin journey in 2017. So I was much younger at the time, and I was kind of lost in my life. And I was still lost for a few more years, right? And I left France in 2022, went traveling in Mexico and Central America, and now I live in El Salvador, right? And I work for Bitcoin. I work for educators. I work for Bitcoin adoption worldwide, and that has completely changed my life and the way I see things. And personally and professionally, like, it allowed me to really grow as an individual and have a purpose, which is so important.
What do you see as the stakes of what you guys are like? What's on the line in terms
wow.
of like, what drives you to do what you do?
That's a great question. So everything is at stake. Like, Bitcoin education, independent Bitcoin education, is so important if we want Bitcoin to succeed as a technology. Otherwise, if people don't understand the why behind it, if they don't understand the how and even the what, then it's going to be captured by people with interests that will say, "Hey, this is Bitcoin. It's gonna be a bait and switch, and they're gonna use Bitcoin-backed dollars or whatever." The end goal is sovereignty and agency for individuals and communities worldwide, right? And the how we do that is by empowering people that empower their communities. And so by doing that, we enable more freedom for individuals worldwide. So Bitcoin is just the means, and the end is more sovereignty, more agency, more freedom. So, like, we need to do a massive effort to bring education that is independent, accessible, community-led, to everyone around the world.
One of the highlights of the weekend for me personally was getting to meet the man who inspired the name of this podcast, We Are Satoshi, Seb Bunney. I got to stop by his booth and pick up a signed copy of the book, The Hidden Cost of Money, and ask him, why did he write the book and who is it for?
Bitcoin is like a complex topic, and many people, the moment we talk about Bitcoin, there's a wall that goes up. And so what I really want to try and highlight with the hidden cost of money is that a lot of the issues we face in society are downstream of money. When there's broken money, we're going to face issues in our relationships, in the environment, politics, business. And so I really wanted to kind of talk about the problems so then people can understand that Bitcoin very much kind of solves many of the problems at which we're facing. And so that's the hidden cost of money.
We all say Bitcoin fixes this. What does Bitcoin not fix?
That's a challenging one. Honestly, I think that if there's one thing that Bitcoin doesn't fix, I think it's recognizing that happiness and joy are internal. They're not external. And I think the fiat world, we've very much been sold this idea that, hey, if I have the newest car, I have the newest watch, then that's what brings joy and happiness. But I think that hopefully Bitcoin can kind of incentivize you to look deeper into like, who am I? How do I show up? What do I value? But it can't change the fact that happiness is very much an internal state.
All right, let's do the transaction.
Sick. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it. Final settlement. That's a transaction with no middleman right there.
That is so
It's
cool.
a beautiful thing, man.
Brett, thanks for being here, man.
Yeah, dude, thanks for...
This is awesome. The question to you, Brett, is what problem does Chroma solve? Like, what mission are you guys on?
Yeah, the mission is just like being very aware and conscious of our light environment. So as we like move deeper and deeper into integrating with technology and always being on screens, there is a trade-off there. And so to be aware of what those trade-offs are and like how these artificial lights affect our mitochondrial health and disrupt our circadian rhythm. To understand first and foremost, like if we can connect to the sun has everything that we need, but we're standing here in Vancouver and we got a bit of a sunny day right now, but we're getting closer to that time of year where the sun's just going to get completely knocked out. And so how do we protect ourselves and feel good on a daily basis without having that connection to source energy in the sun? And so that's where it comes in of wearing something like our glasses, having a work light like our Sky Portal here to bring that light to the workstation, like bring the sun inside.
How this company came about is the founder actually was a rock climber. He was doing a lot of outdoor sports. He had some issues and some injuries associated with that. And he started looking into solutions that could benefit that without having to, rely on big pharma, right? So he came across red light therapy. This is our like staple product, which is the Iron Forge. And what he did is we take the large panels that you see that are off the shelf, kind of like low power, kind of just generic products. We shrink that down into a very compressed, power-dense unit that provides great targeted therapy for all sorts of ailments. So that provided the solution for him, and then that opened the story up into just the benefits of light in general, right? And the importance of sunlight, the importance of getting outside, and just being Bitcoiners, realizing how we've been lied to about the sun, about our light environments, and about everything associated with that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the inspiration for what we're doing. Our slogan is like combat indoor living, right? Like we're meant to be outside, we're meant to be in the natural rhythm of the sun cycles, and technology has pulled us inside, we're on screens all the time. So our products are a way to combat these light environments that we're in. So this guy here, again, we've taken a full body panel that you traditionally see on the market. We've shrunken down the power into a handheld device that allows you to target very specifically different areas of the body that you want to apply treatment to. And also reduce the time required for treatments. We're Bitcoiners, we value time.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And then the sunglasses. Let's see if we got someone trying them on right now.
Yeah, they're both for blocking out the harmful blue light off of screens, indoor environments such as this. The difference here is the yellows we call our golden glows. They're meant for golden glows is just the name we call them. They're meant for daytime use. If you wear the red ones, what you'll notice is it blocks out 99.8% of the blue light, but that also floods all of your color differentiation out, so everything just looks red. The yellows are meant for daytime use. It still allows you to see color differentiation, and allows some of the blue light in, which keeps you alert and awake during the day.
Why do we need to block during the day?
It's what it is essentially there's a high concentration of specific wavelengths of blue light in screens and in this type of lighting that are harmful to your eyes. Right? You're meant to get different types of light throughout the day. And what we're being bombarded with is these sharp spikes in these blue ranges. And what these glasses do is limit the amount of that's coming in.
Okay, so why is there alignment between Bitcoin and light? Like what is the synergy there?
Energy. It all comes down to energy, right? Protect your health, protect your wealth. They're both interlinked. Once you start understanding, the importance of first principles of just Bitcoin in general, you start looking at all the systems that are corrupt and influenced by our corrupt monetary system around us. And one of the big ones is sunlight and lighting itself.
And this is not a message that you're going to hear very easily on social media. Why? Because social media is controlled by big tech.
That's it.
Big tech wants us addicted to our phones. If you want to be sovereign and free, like you want to distance yourself from that control system. So
That's right.
I'm super excited about what you guys are doing. These two lights here, you actually blast them or you have them facing towards you as you're working. What's the benefit of that?
So when you're staring at a blue lit screen, it's just coming right into you. It's like filling your optical cortex and lens. If I have this guy on in the morning here, I'm going to be on full white light here, and that is flooding my optical lens to counteract that light coming off the screen, right? So no flicker in our lights, like all screens, all LEDs, that blue light toxic spectrum, that's where you get the flicker, which is really disrupting to your, just like mental focus, and you're disrupting your circadian rhythm throughout the day. And so to like flood that lens, and as you move throughout the day and you're getting towards the evening, you're going to shift as the sun's moving throughout the sky to mimic true sunlight. And now we're moving to like end of the day, evening, I'm going to use the amber. And now you've blocked out blue light completely to protect your circadian rhythm and let your body know that we're moving to the end of the day. It's time to slow down. Sleep is coming in a few hours. I want to get deep and restful, restorative sleep. And and then you can go to infrared light as well. That one you can have on during the day as well. It's a lot of benefits to like hair health, skin health, and using that red light. But it's also just a nice vibe at night. Like having a red light on and reading is just like so peaceful and calming. And again, just like telling your body like it's nighttime, it's time to go to bed soon.
Very cool. Yeah, just anecdotally, this has been my experience. Being more aware and starting to take action towards actually improving my light environment, how I relate to light, getting outside, feet on the ground, go in the sunlight as soon as possible has been life-changing in so many ways. My energy, my focus, inflammation in my joints. Like I'm so fortunate I came across Jack Cruz.
That's right.
Thanks to Bitcoin, leads you down many rabbit holes.
Light, water, and magnetism.
I hope that I can get other people that I care about and love to get on this train as well, because it's a beautiful thing. And if you're tired, if you're achy, like there's a problem, there's something wrong. Your body's telling you something needs to change. And it's a great rabbit hole that can really change your life quite a bit. So
absolutely.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Brad.
Hell yeah.
Hi, I'm Deanna Heikkinen, and I'm a longtime educator, recent author, and we're here talking about our books, education, how
I'm Joel.
And this is my husband, Joel Marquez. And we're talking about how parents should educate their kids and just really be involved in their kids' education. It doesn't matter how they're educating their kids. This is my new book, Ownschooling, and I'm kind of launching it here at the conference. And so this is Ownschooling, Bitcoin, Sovereignty, and Education. And it just is a guide for parents. It's a little bit of a memoir, my own experience with my education, then talks about a little brief history of money, how money should be tied to the family unit, how they need to sort of really be in making the decisions about their kids' education, whether they public, private, or homeschool.
Own your schooling.
Own your schooling,
like
ownership of your kids' minds.
Just like you do with your financial Bitcoin interests, own your schooling too.
Absolutely. And this is another book that we wrote together last year. We published this, Shells to Satoshi, The Story of Money and the Rise of Bitcoin. I was a college professor in history and anthropology for years, so it takes all of that knowledge about early civilizations and people and how they've dealt with money, reinvented it over time to explain why we need Bitcoin, and then a really approachable introduction to Bitcoin, nothing too technical. So this is my orange pill, or our orange pill for the world. And then we took the concepts from here. I started writing children's books on the history of money. So these books are really available. These are for ages 4 through 7. There'll be 10 in this first series. These are the picture books. There'll also be early readers and chapter books. And because it's the history of money, this is really available and approachable for anybody who wants their kids to learn about economics and money, not just about Bitcoin. So it's a way of kind of sneaking Bitcoin into the schools and the culture at large. So
Yeah, just get them interested in these ideas and on a very concrete level in a way that's approachable to them, so that it's not propaganda, so that it's not about giving them ideas that are so lofty that they'll never get it, but need to say yes because you're throwing it at them. You want them to really get it on their level.
yeah.
Joel, maybe I got a quick question for you as well. What are one, two, three, a couple of the common myths about schooling that people get caught up on? I know we had some conversations last night.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay, so you're the homeschooling expert, but we do know just from having dealt with a lot of homeschooling families, that the number one objection that most parents and most families have to homeschooling is that their kids won't be socialized, which just means, can they interact with other people? But what we've actually found out through personal experience, all the homeschooling families that we know, their kids are more socialized because they get to interact with kids of all ages, even adults, rather than being confined to their own peer group. And so that's the biggest misconception that we see. What are some others?
Another one is about time. And it doesn't take 6 to 8 hours a day to educate a kid. And then the older the kids get, the more independent it is. And it's actually a lot of what I've heard is that, oh, I'm not smart enough to teach my high schooler or my junior high school. I don't remember how to write. There's so much curriculum and there's so many programs online that it's really intimidating, but it's approachable. I mean, it's actually doable. And I work with a lot of families. I help families make that decision into homeschooling, whether it's right for them, but also help direct them on how they can do it. So I'm happy to talk with anybody if you want to. On Twitter or X, it's DinParis, DinParis 2012. So if you're interested in homeschooling or education and teaching your kids about Bitcoin, just reach out and I'd be happy to help you with that.
Can you tell me a little bit about what it is that CoinCards does, what mission you guys are on?
Yeah, so CoinCards, we accept Bitcoin for gift cards. So you can go onto our platform. If you're trying to live on a Bitcoin standard, you can come onto our platform and use your Bitcoin to still come back in and actually spend in the real world here. And we offer a variety of different gift cards for like Walmart, Essos. You can get digital or physical cards. And basically you can come in and order multiple ones, create your cart, and then you basically will just use, if you're using a digital one, put your email, first name, last name, and then you create an invoice that's generated like via QR code. And then you can choose on-chain or Lightning and pay your invoice. And then you'll receive those after a few confirmations on the blockchain there.
Very cool, very cool. So let me ask you a little bit about how the conference is going so far.
Yeah.
What are some of your initial reactions, impressions from learning Bitcoin?
So learning Bitcoin has been really good. It's a nice, like, smaller community vibe here. Vancouver itself has been really like awesome for me to see like all the community around, but it's really nice seeing like people coming into Bitcoin right at the beginning stages as they're like kind of figuring it out and clicking, and then like being able to interact with some of us who've been here for not necessarily like a long time, but who've had that same reaction and the same like clicks in our heads. So it's nice to see them like asking the questions they are and getting excited, and then being able to like point them in different directions for like helping them interact with their local communities as well. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
So I got one more question, which is, there's this debate, it's a ridiculous one, but store of value and medium of exchange. And, we have this in the US, this apathy towards using Bitcoin. So my question is, why is it important for an individual to think about actually spending Bitcoin and using it versus just watching a number on a screen?
Yeah, like I think all of us, we definitely want to have that savings for the future. Like we want our time back from what's been kind of taken from us. So it's natural to have that. But like we also need our economy in Bitcoin, and we need to like support each other, and we need to be spending it so that we actually have the use cases for it as well. Like, yes, it's nice that number goes up and everything, but when we see other people trying to participate and do it, that's when like I'd say we see a lot of innovation and curiosity grow further, and how we expand. And it will start in local communities, and seeing small merchants. And we need to also give them reasons to actually like open up for us to be able to spend later. Like if the plan is to create our whole new economy in this world away from all this like theft and stuff, is we need to be able to interact with it and use it in those type of ways. So I think the spending is important for the growth, the innovation, and actually just to create more curiosity for some of the people who haven't figured out Bitcoin yet. Like the more they see those signs in shops and small merchants that they can buy, it might pique that curiosity for them to even just start their journey in the rabbit hole. So
For sure. And I'll just add on to that. Maybe I won't articulate this perfectly, but every time you spend dollars, it could have been Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And every time you spend Bitcoin, you can just replace it with dollars.
Yeah.
So if you're someone that actually wants to live on a Bitcoin standard and save as much as you can in Bitcoin and not have to spend all this time thinking about when do I buy and how much fiat should I hold, like the future that I want to live in is one where I can just spend my Bitcoin like it's money, because it is.
Yeah.
So there's just a false dichotomy there, and I think a lot of people eventually figure that out, but many are resistant to that. They'll call it the idiot test. Why would you spend better money if you can spend worse money?
Yeah.
That's a narrow-minded way of looking at it. So
Yeah.
I encourage people to just, even if it's a small amount, just try spending Bitcoin and realize that when you send Bitcoin to someone, there's no middleman and it's final settlement. So like when I send you Bitcoin, there's no one else involved. And so no one else is extracting value from this exchange. From basically, I want to give you all the value possible.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone else involved in that. So
full support to full support.
Yeah.
We're like full on. No one else is getting that piece. So
Yeah.
no, it's really great when you look at it like that and stuff. So
Yeah, man.
I think like when we look at like Bitcoin as our time, like and our money and the energy that we put out there, I think like we always need that medium of exchange. Like money is money, and it's great to have it, but you still need to live and enjoy your life. Like we're not here just to save and sit and wait. Like we need to enjoy sometimes. We need to like experience other emotions in life and see the things. But we're always gonna, even on a Bitcoin standard, need to spend. And if the idea is to get into a full, better money-based system where it's more ethical and we don't have to worry about all that theft, is like we'll go there and then we're all doing that at our own pace. But is to like practice spending that money and everything. So I do think it is definitely important to start trying and practicing it, even if it's small amounts or spend and replace, and getting to that. Because when you're on a Bitcoin standard, like you still have to spend to live. Like part of like the earnings is you want to still like sustain yourself with
You gotta
food.
eat.
Yeah, you gotta eat. Everyone's gotta eat.
Yeah.
So that's like the big one, especially the beef in Bitcoin.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome, man.
But yeah, no, it's great, and it's great to see people like curious and trying to spend, even if it's at a small level. Like everyone's got their thresholds. So.
Yep. All right, Aaron, thank you so much,
Thanks, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
All right, that's a wrap on this episode of We Are Satoshi. If you got any value, please, I would love to hear about it. Leave a comment, like this episode, and definitely subscribe if you are not already. And you may have noticed that I'm quite bullish on Chroma. They gave me an affiliate discount code, Kyle10, saves you 10% off. If you want to protect your eyes or improve your light health, go to getchroma.co, and I will see you guys on the next episode.